and we are here right now with Saul2Paul Project. And you guys, this is your first nomination, and you're part of the Urban Contemporary group, and you won.
Yes, we did. It's definitely a blessing.
So, were you guys surprised when you got nominated? Was this? Did you know this was going to happen, or?
We were very surprised. One of our regional cohorts were from the DMV, Carlita Earl. She was part of the Kindred Awards before, and then she submitted us. It just felt like a spirit of camaraderie and collaboration. And she told us what this event was about. And when she told us it was just about the multi-diverse expressions of Christ, we were sold, because that's what we're all about.
It's funny, when Tim reached out to us, I sent a picture and a message. I said, "Is this legit?" She was like, "I don't know, it seems fishy. Let me look into it." When she looked into it, we found out it was. And yeah, we're super happy to be here.
It's your first time here. What did you guys think of the experience?
It was really, really, really cool. I do like the fact that it is a diverse, eclectic, different types of styles of music, and is being celebrated, and gave a moment to most of the artists that was here to actually perform. So I enjoyed it. I really did. Absolutely.
And Tim adds new categories every year. Sometimes categories go away, but this year we had some new ones. There was a dance category, Spanish category, a Christmas song, which I think was new. I don't remember if your category, the Urban Contemporary group, was new, but first time nomination and you guys won, so that's amazing.
It's amazing. It's surprising. It's encouraging, and I think it's like it kind of speaks to the spirit of what Tim is trying to do. I mean, he's a sacrifice. He's working so hard because he wants to encourage us and our ministries to keep going. You know what I'm saying? So many people go, and you peter out because you feel like nobody cares and nobody's listening, or maybe your audience isn't growing, or maybe your social media following isn't important. But what is important is that you have a call from God, and you have songs from God, and he wants you to write them, he wants you to sing them, and he wants you to put them out there, because everybody has an audience. Everybody has somebody out in the world who needs to hear their song so that they can see Christ for who he is.
And not only were you guys nominated and you won, but you got to perform live here on stage. What was that like for you?
Right up our alley. What we love to do the most.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun, and it was different because, again, this is kind of new to us. I mean, we've been nominated for awards this year. Our first nominations were this year, but we've been doing it for a long time. But we really don't do it. We don't look for the awards or anything. But it's really nice. But for us to be able to play as well and win as well, that was really fun.
Our minds are blown. Like, we are thankful. We've been subsisting on God's mercy, and hearing the other artists and hearing their testimonies, and just that we all have a common journey, even though it's in different places. We kind of have a common story.
Yes.
And we're just out here trying to be what God created us to be in our creativity. Yeah, so
your name, Saul2Paul Project, Paul and I were talking about that. We really like that. What was the inspiration behind that name?
So in 2006 or 7, when we first kicked off, we kind of took it as the play off of the Bible studies, the Bible story where they say Saul's name was changed to Paul, which isn't technically true, but Saul was changed. There was a change inside of him. And the other thing that connects us to the Saul-Paul thing is that we are very unconventional. We are not really invited to traditional churches often. We are out in the streets. We're out in the neighborhoods. We're at secular venues when we get invited. We're called to the Gentiles in much the same way Paul was. And God gave me that name very long time ago, and I thought it was for one reason, but it's only after all of these years that I understand it. It's more about the fact that we're called to be out in the world. We're not necessarily traditional church people, but we're Jesus people, and we're sent to go out there just like Paul did to convince the Gentiles. Y'all come on in here with the Jews. He came to, salvation is in Christ, first for the Jews and also for the Gentiles. Not to get all theological, but
no, I love that because there's a great service you can do to the church community, the people who are already in the fold, but you go outside the church, and that's where people need healing. And so I love that you have that kind of that allusion from the Bible, from Saul turning to Paul and going to the Gentiles. So I have a note here that you just released a new project, G Soul, in 2022.
Yes.
Anything you want to say about that?
Well, if you all are interested in what we do and want to hear it, you can get it on all digital platforms: iTunes, Google Play, Spotify, Pandora, YouTube. I mean, it's everywhere, and it's available digitally. And we recorded this project, and I'm so proud of the band, through the pandemic. We started right at the top of it, right before it hit. We took a little break, and then maybe a few months later we picked up recording. But it's just a really heartfelt project. We put a lot of heart and soul and effort in pouring out into this. So hopefully, you all that hear it will be blessed, and it just inspires someone. Yeah.
So how many people are involved in this project?
Oh my goodness. So I think we're working with about 10 people right now. I think like 8 of us are here today. It's always been a group effort. It's always been a team effort. Even our songs, me and Chris write collaboratively. Some songs he writes by himself, some songs I write by myself. But even with us being the main writers, everybody in the group puts in input. And it wouldn't be what it was without the collaborative effort of the group and the different gifts and all of that good stuff. And the thing about it too is, so we're kind of a gospel. The reason why we call ourselves Gospel Soul is because you're going to hear a mix of R&B, traditional, jazz, funk. You're going to hear a little bit of pop in there, just the easiest little bit of CCM. I mean, just a little bit, but because all of it has soul, right? But the one thing that you will definitely hear from us, we're from DC, so you're going to hear a little bit of our indigenous sound. You're going to hear a little bit of go-go mixed in there, and so it is. That's why we call it Gospel Soul, because we can't really narrow it down. It's just this plethora of different genres that kind of all work together.
When we do write, we try to. It's not even like we're trying to write a certain way, but it's coming from the soul to help feed the souls. So that's what really sticks out to me, because people, I mean, like she said, we kind of function and operate not so much inside the church walls, but I always told her, I was like, you ever realize when we're doing community days, it's the people, the community that shows us so much love, but they understand, but we're coming from the same place. We're no different.
Yeah, absolutely.
We're all trying to you got a common goal just to try to be better, spirit, mind, and body, but we're the same.
Yes.
Yeah, I love that. So what's on the horizon for you guys? What are you working on, or what can people look forward to from this the project that you have?
We're always writing. Right now, G Soul, we haven't even rolled out everything for G Soul yet. We have like one video out, so we still have multiple more videos to work on. And we're going to be trying to put out more YouTube content, because we just want people to have access to, and our music is available on all platforms, but the easiest platform is always YouTube. Just go to YouTube and type in Saul2Paul Project, and you'll get all of these songs to come up. But having the visual representation really, really is helpful.
And that's Saul2, the number 2 Paul, and that's your channel name on YouTube?
Yes. So we're just continuing to work on that, and when the Lord provides the budget, we will go back into the studio and record again, because this is an expensive craft, as all of the indie artists know. But God provided for this one, and I mean, He'll provide for the next one when it's time. But in the meantime, we're writing, we're jamming, and we're pushing out the music, and just hoping that people will be blessed. I mean, people heard our first single, Thank You, that came out, and people were inboxing us and asking for prayer requests or telling us how it blessed them. And it's the things you think don't matter. It's these little things. It's the little things. It's just each person that you reach for the Lord. It's just like, that's why we're here. We're here because we want to edify the people of God. And that's the purpose of our music, to point people back to Christ, to sing about the love of God, and edify the people of God.
That's great. Do you guys have any advice for up-and-coming artists, people who are looking to break into the music industry? Like you said, it's tough being an indie artist, and you're finding it's expensive and it's difficult, and trying and challenging. Any advice to motivate or inspire artists that they want to do this, but they're kind of afraid, or they don't know what the next step is? How would you encourage them?
It's okay to stay out in left field. It's okay to be different if you're different. Be who you are. Keep your integrity to yourself, to your craft, no matter what obstacles, because you're going to get a lot of no's, a lot of door closes. You have to stick with what God puts in your heart to do. Not even on a spiritual, but whatever He called you to do, you have to fight for that. It is not going to be easy all the time, but you have to do your best to stay the course. And it's okay. It's okay not to be like everyone else. If your mission is to do your thing and it's not like person A, B, and C, that's okay. He'll make a way.
I love that.
I would just say, in addition to that, just do what God told you to do and leave the outcome in His hands. Whether you rise or fall, whether you win or lose, whatever you did, the only person you got to answer to when it's all done is Him. Did God tell you to write a song and it only reached 3 people? Do it. Well done, my good and faithful servant. Just do what God gave you. Just be who God made you to be, and everything will be all right.
I think that's really great advice, because everybody's looking at numbers now. They're on Instagram. They want to see how many likes they get and everything. So you're saying if 3 people get reached and their lives are changed, that's what's important. I love what you said. It kind of echoes. Charles Stanley says, obey God and leave the consequences to Him.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah, thank you guys so much. So we've been talking to Saul2Paul, the Saul2Paul Project. Check them out on YouTube and everywhere else online. And congratulations again on your first nomination and your first win. And hopefully we will see and hear more from you guys in the near future.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
All right, thank you.